Hey guys, today we're going to assemble the base spice rack, which is the BSR09. The tools you will need for assembly: box knife, a flat screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver. We use some wood glue, some clear silicone, and a screw gun. Okay, I'm going to start by just gently taking out any extra burrs inside these dovetails here. This helps to have a tighter fit. I'm just going to put some glue in the dovetails like so. Just put a little glue in all your dovetails. Just gives you a little bond. Then I'm going to take the side pieces and some silicone and just put a little silicone in all the grooves here. That just stops this from rattling around, because it's one of the worst things in the world when your drawers are a little rattling. I'm going to take a wooden block here. I'm going to put a wooden block in here just to stop it hitting off the wall. Put some sides in here, like so, in here like so. And we'll turn it right around. Just make sure your surface underneath is clean when you're sliding it. Otherwise you'll have a scratched door. Take the panel piece, stick that in like so. Stick those in as well. And the back pieces. Stick those on. Take this whole unit, put it on the side here. Then you just take a wooden block. This is to stop you from doing any damage to the side of your drawer. Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Same over here. And we're just going to flip the whole thing over and do the exact same on the other side. Let's check for square. Just put a square on it. Kind of tricky with a smaller cabinet, but. And we'll check the bottom one as well. It's not square at the time. You can just give it a little tap. It should tap back into square before the glue dries up. Put the damp rag, and we're going to wipe off any excess glue that's in there. Then we take your little rubber bumpers, get those in your box. And we're going to put one on each of these, like that. Hold them on for a few seconds. And it's important not to touch these with your fingers on the glue side, because the oils on your natural oils on your fingers. I'm going to start by putting some silicone in the frame here too. I'm not going to put any silicone in the back of the box, just in the frame. That's to stop the frame from moving while it's holding on. You don't want to have a big gap between your frame and your cabinet. From the box of things you have, box of hardware, take these little black shoulder pieces for your cam locks, and we're going to put one in the back. And you just want to push them down until they rest against it. You don't want to push them down too far, because if you push them down too far, what will happen is the cam lock won't catch, and then you may end up splitting your cam lock. The drawer glides out of the box. These two glide pieces. And what you do is, if you line up the center hole, then the other two holes should line up, and that's where you close. It'll stick over around about ½ inch over the front of it, because that has to line up with the frame of the cabinet. We'll just take a square again to make sure that it's all good. Should be good, but just gotta double check. What I like to do is, you're going to have some extra little gold screws. A few extra come with each cabinet. So what I like to do is add some extra security. That way you're sure it's not going to loosen off the walls of the plywood. I'm going to grab this side, one side, put it in. And on these cams there is a plus and minus. Plus and minus face towards the cabinet. And you turn it around. You take a half turn on it. I don't push down on the cabinet until you make sure that it's facing the right direction, because that will split your plywood. Now you take your face piece. On the base piece there's a little dado. So the dado channel goes to the inside. When you look down into it, you should see a tight fit. Occasionally you have to just adjust it slightly, and now it's sitting in there. The dado channel goes to the bottom. You just slide it on like so. Put one side on, Sometimes you have a little twist in the cabinet. You just have to jiggle it a little bit and then it'll go in. Here, I take some more of these little screws here, and then we're just going to push this panel up. So what it does is actually holds this panel in place so it's flush with the bottom of your cabinet, and then you have no gaps. And we got a little screw here, one of the longer ones, 1.25 inches. So we're just going to take a kick here. There's the kick on. Plastic brackets for putting your countertop on. There we go. Let's square in here. That's good. Let's check it out. 9 times out of 10 it's going to be square when you put it together just because of the way they're designed, but occasionally it's not, and then that's where you have to mess around with it. Okay, so on your clip that comes with your cabinet here for your glide, they have a little adjustable leveler for underneath where you can adjust up and down. So what I like to do is I like to make sure that there's none of this out before you actually attach it. That way you're starting at 0 basically. We'll hold this in place again. So I'm going to take this back panel here. I'm going to put it flush with the bottom just above that channel. There's a channel here where your glide goes in and out. You don't want to block that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to center this on the cabinet. Just put a screw in here. Just make sure that it's squared up. And once it's squared up, then we're going to put another screw in here. This just keeps those two balanced when you're pulling it in and out. These back holes, this little clip here is supposed to go right into it. If that's not going in, there's something out of level here. Pull these glides in, you hear a click, that means they're going in, and then I just check inside the cabinet just to see and make sure that they're all the way in. We're going to check for level. This is slightly out of square. Could be the table, could be the cabinet. Not 100% sure on that one. One of these little rubber bumpers. I'm going to stick it here on the frame. The same over here. I'm going to stick it here on the frame. Helps to balance it out. So now it's going to bump off those. That's it. That's ready to go.